The traditional view of intelligence goes back about 100 years, and it consists of a number of points. First of all, intelligence is a single thing. Psychologists use the English letter G to describe general intelligence. Intelligence is highly heritable. That means it's carried in the human genes. So if you know how smart your parents are, or even better, if you know how smart your grandparents are, you can predict how smart you will be. Since it's part of the human genome, you can't do much about it. You are stuck with your general intelligence. Now, these are all views that I disagree with. I don't think this view is correct, but you can understand a new view better if you contrast it with the former view. About 30 years ago, I began to develop an entirely different way of thinking about intelligence. Not based on paper and pencil test, not based upon looking at brain waves, but rather an interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary approach which focused on how abilities have evolved over thousands and even millions of years, how the brain has evolved, and how it's organized today in human beings. What are the different abilities which were valued in pre-literate times, in small clans in East Africa and in the South Seas and at the Arctic Pole? What do we know from special populations? Prodigies, savants, idiot-savants, people with autism, all of whom have very jagged profiles. They're good in some things, average in some things, below average in some things. There's no way that the traditional view of intelligence can explain this kind of scatter. I put all of these disciplinary findings together. I established a set of 8 criteria drawn from anthropology, history, psychology, genetics, neurology, and I came up with a multiple theory of intelligence. The traditional view of intelligence suggests we have a single mainframe computer inside our skull. And if that computer works well, you're smart in everything. If it works average, you're average in everything. If it works slowly, you're kind of dumb in everything. I believe we have several computers in our mind-brain. Language computers, music computers, personal computers, and so on. And there are probably a few people where all the computers work well, a few people where none of the computers works well, but most of us are an amalgam, a combination of some computers that are quite good, some computers that are average, and some computers which don't work very well. That, in essence, is multiple intelligence theory. Over 25 years, I can reduce the claims of multiple intelligence theory to a very small number. 2 scientific claims and 2 educational claims. The first scientific claim is every human being has all of these intelligences. It's a definition of Homo sapiens cognitively speaking. But the second scientific claim is that no two people have exactly the same profile. And that second scientific claim leads to two educational claims, both of which go against the practice of many, many years. The first one says we should individualize education as much as possible. And that means teach each person in the way that they learn the best and assess them, test them in ways where they can show what they have understood. Throughout educational history, we have done the opposite. We taught in only one way, we tested in only one way, and if you didn't do well, you were stupid. The second educational claim is we should teach everything that's important in lots of different ways. Again, this is a very revolutionary idea. We should teach things through language, through logic, through works of art, through debate, through humor. We should teach things in many different ways.